Hi guys, welcome back to my channel Q Warrior, and here we only discuss the interview questions that is asked in the testing interviews. And if you are new to this channel, so it's very important to subscribe and also press the bell icon to get notification about this channel. And today we are going to see another important topic, and it is very important to watch this video till the end. So let's begin. So today's topic is difference between the retesting and the regression testing. It seems like this topic is small, but yes, but it has a very much significance into the manual as well as the automation interview. Okay, so now let's understand the logic behind the retesting. So what exactly is the retesting? Okay, so it is a type of testing that is performed to check that the test cases that were failed in the last execution are successfully passed after the defects are fixed. Okay, so let's understand that if I had raised some issues while performing testing on any particular functionality, and I have raised this defect into project management tool like HPLM or Jira, and I have assigned this defect to a developer, so that developer has fixed the code and provided me a new build to perform the testing. And if I am checking only that particular bug fixed on the new build that is provided to me by the developer, then this kind of testing is called as the retesting. Okay, now let's understand the concept of regression testing. So when any new functionality is included in the application or any code changes is done to the application or to the project, so the testing team performs the testing on the entire application in order to make sure that the new functionality has not broken the existing functionality. Okay, so when we talk about the regression testing, so it is performed in all the below cases. Okay, so when new functionalities are added to the application, in that time it is very important to perform the regression testing. Also, when there is any change in the requirement. Okay, for example, if any button was supposed to perform a particular action and now they have changed the requirement and made it to work in some other way, if a new code is deployed, so it's very important to do the regression testing in order to make sure that the new code changes have not broken the existing functionality. Okay, also for defect fixing, performance issue fix. For example, if lot of code changes were done, because of which what happened to the application is that the load time or the performance got degraded because of the more number of line of codes. So if there is some performance issue fix, that time also we have to perform this regression testing in order to make sure that if the developer have reduced some line of codes, then it may not have removed any functionality or all the functionality are working fine or not. Okay, also if there is any environment change, so in the sense like if they are upgrading the SQL server from 12 to SQL server 14, okay, the database of any particular environment, so in that case also this regression testing is very important. Okay, and let me tell you the real time scenario how this regression testing is important. So for a particular sprint, if there are around 14 stories or you can say 14 functionalities, so once all the functionalities are deployed in QA environment and QA has performed the testing on all the 14 environment, so now QA team asks the developer to provide them a build which is going to be deployed into the production environment with all the 14 functionality, and they perform the full regression, means they will verify each and every functionality of that particular application in details. Okay, in order to make sure that the new functionalities or the new user stories have not broken the existing functionality. Once it is working fine, means the regression testing pass, then only QA team will provide the sign off so that the code is ready to be moved to the next higher environment, UAT environment, or to the prod environment. Okay, so this is the significance of the regression testing. So let's understand it, the difference between the regression and the retesting with only on one page. Okay, if I'm talking about login page, and if uh, I'm telling you that login button is not working, and if I'm asking you to check that, so that was a defect, and if you are checking that particular functionality or the specific functionality, then you are doing the bug retesting or retesting you are doing. Okay, but if I am telling you that add a new stay signed in checkbox which will facilitate the user to be stay signed in even if they close the browser, once they even if they have closed the browser, if once they will come back and hit the URL, they will be into the application. So if I'm asking you to add any new functionality into the application, then it's very necessary to perform a regression testing. Okay, so now you understood that on the same page we are performing the different type of testing here, retesting as well as the regression testing. Okay, now let's understand the difference between the regression testing and retesting in very much detail. Okay, so when I'm talking about regression testing, so it is performed only if there is code change and in order to make sure that there's no side effect on the application. Okay, and retesting is done in order to make sure that the test cases that were failed in the earlier execution are passing after the defect are fixed. Okay, the purpose of the regression testing is that new code any should not have affected any of the existing functionality. Okay, but retesting is done on the basis of the defect fixes. Okay, now very important thing is that the defect verification is not a part of regression testing, but defect verification is a part of retesting. Okay, clear? Again, so based on the project and the availability of the resource, regression testing can be carried out parallelly with the retesting. Okay, and the priority of the retesting is higher than the regression testing. So let me elaborate this point. Okay, when I am telling that regression testing can be carried out parallelly with the retesting, so when I am performing the retesting, or sorry, when I am performing the regression testing, I will also include all the defects that were found in that particular sprint. So I will try to make sure that all those defects are fixed, along with that there is no other side effect on the application even after new code is introduced to the application. Okay, now we can automate the regression testing. Okay, but we cannot automate the retesting. Okay, regression testing is also known as generic testing, but retesting is a planned testing. Okay, and regression testing is done for the past test cases, but retesting is done only for the failed test case. Okay, regression testing checks only the unexpected side effect, but retesting makes sure that the original issue is fixed. Okay, now regression testing is done when there is any modification or changes to the requirement or new code change is deployed. Okay, but retesting is done when a defect is fixed and deployed with a new build. Okay, so in that time retesting is done. Okay, now one of the very important thing, that test cases for regression testing can be obtained from the functional specification. If there is any um, knowledge capture document, if there is any KT videos, so from all those resources you can derive out the test cases for regression testing. But the test cases for retesting you can only obtain once you have performed the testing. Okay, now let's see whatever we studied here in a summarized form. Okay, so Regression testing is performed only for the past test cases, while retesting is performed only for the failed test cases. Okay. In regression testing, we only check for the unexpected side effect when the new code is introduced, but in the retesting, we make sure that the original issue is fixed. Okay. Regression testing doesn't include defect verification, whereas retesting include defect verification. This regression testing is known as generic testing, whereas retesting is a planned testing. Okay. You can automate regression testing. It will help you to save lot of effort and the resource timing. Okay. But you cannot automate the retesting. Okay. So that's all in this video, and we will see most interesting and important topics in the upcoming videos. So please subscribe to my channel, like the videos, and also comment down on the video if you have any queries. So thank you for watching.